So that took a little too much time to set up, and it looks like I'm still a little underexposed, but we're gonna roll with it. What I'm doing in this video is just kind of messing around with my Canon T3i, kind of putting together a budget YouTuber kit from back in the day, or the cheapest cinematic YouTube kit that you could possibly put together. I've got my Canon T3i with magic lantern. I've become dependent upon this Godox microphone here recently, but I'm using the Canon 50mm f1.8 lens. And the reason that I wanted to do that is I wanted to kind of limit myself for this video and just use, other than the B-roll that you guys saw, just use one lens for a video and use a much longer lens than I normally use. So a lot of the times this lens is sold to people or advertised as the best budget portrait lens, but you don't really see this thing being used a lot for talking head videos, especially with a camera like the T3i where I don't have continuous autofocus. Now there's some pros to a lens like this. This is going to be one of the easiest ways that you can get a really blurry background because of the focal length, and I think this is one of those lenses that you need to pick up because it's really good for B-roll. It's really good for pointing the camera away from you. But in this video, I wanted to try to just make the entire video using the 50mm on my T3i and see what it looks like. And I don't use this thing a lot, but there's definitely some cons that are pretty easily observed. And number one, you're going to have a remote focus. Number two, I can't really see my screen. I don't really know if I'm in, and probably the sunglasses don't help, but I don't really know if I'm in focus. I don't really know what my exposure is doing. I can see that my camera is getting a little bit hot, but that's because of the Magic Lantern firmware. It gives you a warning. Then you're also going to have a pretty tall tripod. This is not something that you would ever be able to use handheld with one of those little tripods. You're going to have a tripod that's going to get you up to eye level. I think if I were using this on something with dual pixel autofocus, it'd be a little bit easier, but with something that I'm having to manually focus or use a remote shutter, you definitely have to take your time to set up your shots. And then there's the audio part of the equation. You're going to have something like this Godox MoveLink kit, or you're going to have to boom your mic a long ways away from your camera to be able to get some decent audio, especially outdoors like I like to shoot. But all in all, I think it's a fun exercise. It kind of takes me out of my comfort zone a little bit because I'm so used to using the 24mm and then the Sigma lens and even the 10-18 that I think that this is something that's interesting. I might try to do a few more videos with it, just with the 50mm, and then maybe I'll get a little more proficient with it. But let me know if you guys think the Nifty 50 is the cheapest cinematic YouTube lens available for the old Canon cameras. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments. That's going to be it for me today. I'll see you guys later.